I swear to God, this isn't normal, dude. They're like violently throwing them. Oh, you have your very own baby factory. Now, I noticed, I do have a little Dominus Astra over here. Don't mind him. He's just the odd one out of all of the little agonies here that are throwing a ton of fruit chests. Very, very violently, mind you guys. This is very violent. They're like tossing them. Now, we're going to talk about this event, okay? This is a very particular event that I found a little strange. I mean, in a way where it's kind of easy to figure out what your loadout should be for this event. Your upgrades should have by now, if you haven't already done them, taken maybe at least a day, if that, to go ahead and maximize everything. But that's not the main issue, it's the coins. Now, let's set aside the whole leaderboard contest that's currently going on right now, because if you have the highest amount of coins by the time this event is done, then you're rewarded. Kind of like how the other events had the opportunity to go ahead and get some prizes from this. This is the same thing. So, your position is going to matter, but right now we don't know what our position is because, you know, the leaderboard is kind of broken. And the only 20 characters right here is number 1000. So it's kind of hard to indicate where is what right now. So everybody's kind of freaking out and buying a ton of boosts to just go ahead and try to maintain their imaginary position in this event. I'm not worried about the boosts and I'm not worried about the event and the leaderboard. I do, however, want to go ahead and make this video so you guys can go ahead and get the basics, because that's at the end of the day what we're doing. We're getting the basics. Okay, for starters, number one is, before we get into all of the details for this, make sure you're in a server full with friends, okay? They have a huge boost for chests. Now, I'm not sure if this actually will work for the Titanic because, dude, it's literally a Titanic, so I don't know. But on the blog, it tells you that you can go ahead and get a boost from this one. So it says, invite friends to hatch this huge. So you can get this jello thing. I was able to get this. Actually, I just realized these are from the breakables. Okay, don't judge me. I thought it was from the chest. Okay, I thought the picture, I swear I thought the picture was this axolotl, but it's not. It's this jello thing. Well, get friends, play friends, you get huge. If you don't have friends, say hi to somebody in the server, make friend, and then get boosted and get huge pet from chest. Bam. Okay, well, for starters, the pets. Now, Elk did inform me when I basically had to learn the update is to upgrade one pet at a time. And when you do, make sure it is this little agony right here. I found that going up to the maximum amount with this Dominus Astra, it doesn't really do anything, and there is no change in the breakable. So, it's pointless to go ahead and use those extra coins that you have to make this little guy work for you. What he does, we don't know. Is he different? Yeah. You like Dominus? Okay, put him in there. I don't know. You got these little guys here that are way more beneficial, and you could save yourself some coins by just having these here alone. And if you don't like him, guess what you can do? You can sell him. Fire him. Hey, buddy, you're gonna have to be fired.
Why, Vapor Baby?
You're just not cutting out, dude. You cost me more money than you should have.
But I've got a family to feed.
Well, too bad. Bye. And guess what you could do? You could start from the beginning without any strings attached. So, then you can actually just go ahead and rebuy everything. You get your coins back, which is the nice part. So you can just spam this all the way up till you hit the agony, which is where you kind of want to stop. You don't want to hire the Dominus because it doesn't do anything extra, so it's a waste of coins. Oh, now I gotta do all this all over again. Thought it was a good idea to go ahead and sell it, but now guess what? Now I'm stuck upgrading to cow, elephant, squirrel, and everybody else. It's gonna take me 5 years to do this. Once you're at a comfortable amount of little workers here, this is where the little little tricky part comes in because it's a balance between what you want to go ahead and do for enchants, which is pretty basic, but if you're not running a good stat pet, you're going to struggle drastically. And keep in mind, this is without the idea of having any boosts, right? If you're not going after the leaderboard and you don't care about the huge or the Titanic for this event, then that's fine. This is going to cost you billions of gems, by the way, if you're going to go after the leaderboard. I decided to go ahead and take a look at some of the boost prices in the Forever Pack. All right, this is how far I was willing to go, which was 650. But obviously, you're looking at the prices for each one. Now, this is just for the factory coins too. There is a 3 and a 1 and a 2. The 3 is 10 times more expensive, and I have seen people buy these for the hundreds of millions of gems. So yes, this is going to be very, 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 very expensive for players out there. So for me, I'm not really caring about the leaderboard, but having a balance between what you're using as a stat pet, the Hydra is good, but hatching these eggs consistently is expensive. So coming over to this little area here, it's gonna cost 144 million coins for 144 eggs. This is without having the charged on, so it's gonna cost way more if you were to do it this way. And to be quite honest, I've done both, and to me, it didn't really make that big of a difference, mainly because it's like, okay, it's expensive and it's gonna take a long time for me to get my coins back, and most of the pets ended up just being hydras and other things. But what I do end up doing is switching out to this. Now, you don't need to have a super magnet in here, so I know everybody's gonna say, beep, 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 don't need the super magnet. That one's just preloaded in there because I forgot about it. But if you notice, you'll see that the pets actually stop actually doing stuff, so be careful when you're doing something like this because you're gonna be extremely limited on your coins. But since we are showing this, just so you guys can see real quick, the hydras are giving it a pretty okay rate. This is almost 2%, so it's not as bad. The only problem is they made the pets untradeable, unsellable, so you kind of have to actually grind this event like by yourself. It cannot be done by going out into the trade hub except for the boosts and stuff like that. But stat pets, you do have to end up hatching on your own. I probably wouldn't go ahead and use charged eggs unless you have a ton of frivolous boosts to go ahead and pretty much use to compensate what you're spending. If I had like damage, speed, and coins stacked up while I was in this event, then sure, I would go ahead and use that to go ahead and consistently hatch a ton of pets. But because it takes a very long time to go ahead and get coins with even the setup that I am using right now, coins are extremely hard to get in value. Now let's go ahead and talk about the enchants. Now there was a setup that Elk gave me, and I actually adopted some of the portions of this. You'll see the damage area over here. So this is how much damage you do per second on stuff. Now, this could be way higher, right? I think the highest I've seen it actually go up to is 1 trillion, and this is without the boosts. I'm not too worried again, like I said, about the damage and stuff, but for those that do, you know, obviously you're gonna use boosts and stuff. If I were to switch this out to all chest breakers, you're gonna notice this number either go up or down. You'll start noticing that it's actually dwindling down, so it gives you an indication of what you should and shouldn't use. So you see how bad it actually just went down because I took out the big book, right? We're gonna talk about the big book, the mega chest breaker. Okay, if I were to replace one and put that back in, you're gonna notice that number actually go back up drastically. Now, I know not everybody has almost 3 billion gems, but this book does help out tremendously. I mean, after the whole event previously, I hope that you guys do have 3 billion gems. And to be quite honest, if you don't find this event to be useful at all for the book, then that's totally understandable. I mean, technically, you guys can go ahead and farm these 2 chests for either the huge or the Titanic every 2 minutes. So at least it gives you the freedom to actually choose what you really want to do. These for science, okay? I'm buying these for science, okay? I'm literally spending this much gems for science. This is not how much you guys should pay for something, okay? I'm just doing this because of science. That and I got 16 billion gems. So I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, oh my god. Okay, don't do what I'm doing here, okay, guys? Don't spend 76 million. Don't be desperate like I am right now just because I'm trying to vapor day. Yeah, dude, thanks, Christopher 33110 for the testing here today. Thank you. Bunch of hooey right now. After spending 500 million gems or something like that, we are finally back. Now, I was able to get a bunch of boosts, and by a bunch, I mean like under 20 of them, but still. We could go ahead and test these out. Now, these do last 10 minutes each, so I mean, at least at the end of the day, I can get 40 minutes out of the damage 3. So we're gonna go ahead and test this one out first. And I want you guys to notice the numbers at the top of the board, and I'm hoping that it does show. So we got the first one on right now, and you'll notice that the damage, oh my god, dude, damage 3 does so good. This would be really, really good if you guys are trying to farm for coins to get better pets, stuff like that, but it comes with a price, as you just saw. You saw everybody come into the little area, and I was the only one who was buying it at that high of a price. But still, either way, that even if the people do put it up for that price, somebody is gonna end up buying it, which is the ironic part. So look how much damage that this does. We're almost doing 2 trillion damage. This is almost double the amount of what we're doing right now. This is just with our current stat pet. If I had a better stat pet that was rainbow shiny, then this would be totally different. But what I'm trying to do is get coins. But what's even better is if I were to stack this with the coin boost 2, factory speed 3, so they could like literally violently throw these chest things over here, you're gonna notice the numbers kind of go up a little bit higher at a faster rate, which is kind of what we want, right? At the very end of the day, this is what I want. So of course, other than actually going into the Forever Pack to buy these, as you can tell, you can get them through the Forever Pack. You can actually go out into the trade hub and actually just buy them, trade them, however wish you choose to get these boosts. They do help, but if you're not going after the leaderboard, I don't see any purpose of getting these right off the bat the way that I just did. Gonna lie, 10 minutes went by very fast. As soon as I finished recording that portion, 10 minutes was already 2 minutes over. So that was really fast, but you'll be able to see within that time span where I started at the very beginning. As soon as I had came back using the coins boost and the damage boost, I was able to get an additional billion to go ahead and do whatever it is I choose. So it took 10 minutes in order for me to actually get an extra billion. 10 minutes. Which is very drastic. Keep in mind, I know everybody's going to complain about this, but I am assuming this is because of exploiting, and quite possibly we do have a leaderboard contest. So yes, only the best are going to prevail. Okay, so I have 3 boosts on right now. So I have speed, damage, and coins. So all 3 are going on at once, and I used all of my coins to upgrade my dog over here. I'm trying to get another agony, but you guys can basically see how quickly this is moving. You have to choose when you think it's right to go ahead and get another pet, upgrade that pet to max, then go ahead and buy an egg to see if you can get like a better pet or upgrade the current pet that you have right now and just chill around. Right now, I don't even have the second conveyor belt maximized out as I should because it's kind of hard to figure out whether I want to go ahead and get another pet or if I'm going to go ahead and open up eggs and maybe quite possibly get the Wizard Westie over here to have a better chance of breaking breakables without having to buy boosts. So it's a bit of a decision-making event that's going on for me right now. I mean, obviously, you can go ahead and buy the pets, but there is absolutely no point for you guys to go ahead and upgrade all of the pets already opened and then just leave them be. You always want to go ahead and get the best breakables. I mean, look at how many chests they're blasting out, dude. They're like blasting out 100% chests at this point, and you want to be able to maximize everything at the most that you can do right now. The one thing that I do like is you're able to see on the side how many coins you're making per second and the damage that you do per second. And on top of it, like I said previously in the beginning of the video, you do have a chance of getting a huge pet from just breaking things. So even if you're not able to figure out how to macro, let's say you're on console, mobile, and you're like, oh, I can't do this, I don't have a way of getting a huge pet, you could technically just chill around and hatch it this way. I was able to get these from just chilling around and doing nothing. So one way or another, at least you're able to get some stuff. And the nice thing is too, is you're able to get some of the boosts from the chests. So if you're really, really lucky and you choose to farm the chests, you do have a chance of getting those boosts, and you can either use them or sell them. And that's pretty much it for this event. It's relatively pretty self-explanatory. You just have to AFK grind and figure out what you really want to do. Now for next week, I don't know if there's like a rebirth or like an extension of it, but I'm pretty sure you guys should prepare for that as well. That's why I'm not spending any gems just yet that are too crazy, because I want to see what happens next week. Maybe we might get something cool. Like a nightmare jelly pet. Big games, I know you're watching this. Make a nightmare pet. Make a new nightmare thing. I need some spooky pets. Okay, but for real, this time around, this event is really self-explanatory. You just have to figure out what you're doing, whether you're grinding the 2 chests for huges, or if you're just chilling around and breaking breakables to upgrade your section and getting your huge pet that way. Until then, I will see you guys all later.
Okay, bye.